Okay. As far as drones for beginners, I think this one, which is the Bumblebee from Helsel Toy Company, is pretty nice because it has altitude hold and there's options with it. So out of the box, this is what you get. You get a drone that's doesn't have a camera. It has 7 millimeter motors on it, which are a little bit bigger than something that you'd get stock with newbie drone. These are 7 millimeter motors, and it comes with some pretty nasty looking batteries, like this. Okay, these are like not your typical battery that you're seeing, which is like this. Okay, this is the typical 1S battery. So the frame also on this has not the same type of capability to hold. It holds that little battery, proprietary battery that it comes with pretty nicely. So what I did was put a 1S, and this is the original battery from the Bumblebee Whoop Pro by Helsel. And so I kind of you're gonna have to trim out a little bit of the bottom frame here. You can trim a little bit of this out, so that way it's kind of hard to do on camera, but I will do it right here. So that way you can do something. See, like if you put the battery in, you're gonna get stuck, and it's not even that tight. So what I kind of did was just kind of like shove it through right here, forcefully, boink, and now it's stuck in there, kind of pried in there. I'm gonna definitely modify this a lot better, but you can also plug in this battery right here. Okay, so boom, then you got a working whoop here. The front looks not bad, and the battery is actually extremely fastened in there. It's not going anywhere. So now I'll just go ahead and pull it out, push it out here. It pops right out, and it's a little scrunched on the bottom. Who cares? No biggie. But when I plug in a battery like this into this thing turns into a solid flyer with altitude hold. Now, for a beginner, the altitude hold comes into play quite nicely because it gives you more time. It'll give you more time in the air to kind of get the gist of your pitch motions and your roll motions, and it'll also give you a glimpse on the speed that a drone would be doing a flip. So when you click down the controller, this thing does a flip, and then if you click down the controller and you press forward, pitch forward, then it does a flip, or pitch backwards, it does another flip. So once again, this is a great option right away, and spend at least $60 to $40 at the very minimum for a pair of viewer goggles, another $80 for a jumper, and another $120 possibly for the whole rebrain setup. So that's about $200 something dollars as compared to this with this little measly controller here. But this thing is quite effective. Once again, I will have some video of it flying. I have quite a bit of video of it flying. But another option here, you take off the canopy, and then you go ahead and strap on a strap-on. Now you go ahead and strap on. Once you get this disconnected here, which you can. Oh, that's why it won't disconnect, because that's in the way. But you disconnect this little pigtail, and then connect it to a nice battery. I'm sorry, not battery, a camera. And so now this becomes an FPV whoop with altitude hold, which there are really none out there. Okay? And so another thing further, I was thinking that maybe possibly we can switch out these motors here. These are 7mm motors for some tiny whoop 7mm motors or beta FPV motors that are quite a heftier KV. And then we have a faster altitude hold whoop
with an FPV camera, which right now you can get a 1200 TVL camera, which is quite clear, with a built-in VTX with about 200 milliwatts, which is plenty, for approximately 20 bucks, 25 bucks. And so I'm going to be doing that and then giving you an update on how this thing flies after. But like I said, it's an altitude hold camera drone with upgraded motors. Makes this quite the bargain for only $40. And all the one cell batteries that you have with the pigtail that you could have possibly gotten from your Mobula would fit in this. Why would you get a Mobula and buy this? Well, like I said, this thing has altitude hold built into it. It's quite fun for just whooping around. If you actually are going to go to a race, this thing kind of would be possibly worthy because of the altitude hold built into it. So it'd be a little bit of a cheating thing, but hey, it really flies nice. So I'm going to get the camera going. I'm going to get some upgraded motors, and then I'll show you what this thing can do a little later. But I'm not going to give a video on how it flies, because you can imagine you can go to Quadcopter 101 or other channels out there, and they'll show you how it flies right off the bat. I'm not going to do that this time, because I just wanted to give you guys my idea on what I'll be doing with it. It does really good altitude hold, it does flips, and it was just kind of sitting in my drawer, and then I whipped it out today and did this modification where I just kind of say, hey, this has a pigtail, I'm going to see how it, and this thing flies a lot better with this higher C-rated battery. To me it does, at least. Some people might say you're full of shit, but it does. And so I'm thinking with higher motors, maybe even just putting on a little camera on there. This is a nice little unit to hang on to. But yeah, this is, to me, the first thing you should buy to just get the hang of it. This thing will make you feel better about flying. You're not going to be crashing it all over the place. This thing has not a single crack on it because it has altitude hold. It's gone down quite a bit, but it's so rugged. This is the first thing I would have bought if I could go back. Probably play with this, buy the camera, buy a viewer goggle. You're only looking at $120 for everything. This is the cheapest ready to fly system you can get. What I just said, a pair of viewer goggles for about 40 bucks, the camera for another $25 to $30, this, which already comes with 2 batteries and the controller. If you add that all up, you're looking at the cheapest ready to fly you can on the market. And all thanks to me. Thanks, guys. I'm trying to give you guys some good advice here. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it was helpful. Cheapest ready to fly I can think of. Cool. Bye.